Good evening and welcome to the very first Beauty In, Beauty Out television show on CAN TV. I'm Donald Ortel, one of the producers of the show, and it's my honor to welcome into the hostess seat for the very first time Tracy S. Campbell, the founder of Bebo Foundation.
Thank you, Donald. Glad to be here.
Tracy, during the show tonight, we are going to be encouraging people to call in and become involved in the Beauty In, Beauty Out. Tell them how we can get involved.
Very, very easy. It's very easy. Matter of fact, you can just go to our website, which is www.thebebofoundation.org/on-air, or our email, info@thebebofoundation.org, or you can call us at 1-800-365-3203.
Now, Tracy, each and every week you will be the hostess for the Beauty In, Beauty Out Foundation show. A little bit later today, we will be hearing from a public relations extraordinaire who has flown in from Los Angeles to be on the show tonight.
That is right.
We're lucky to have Deb Hader, and we'll be talking to her in just a few minutes. I know it's important to her to get people involved in the show, not just in the show, but also in the programming.
Yes.
And I hope that you'll have a chance to talk with her about that a little bit later.
Absolutely.
For now, tell us about Tracy S. Campbell.
Well, who am I? I am Tracy S. Campbell. I'm the founder of the Bebo Foundation, as well as our annual event, the Bebo Awards. And we've been doing this now for about 5 years with the awards. And our foundation is a little under 2 years old. And it's all about empowering women, educating women, and supporting women. Now, my background is actually information technology and computer science. I started in that field, and then I had a great career in that, but along the way, I noticed that there was a void, there was a need to really identify role models for women, especially young women coming through the ranks. And that was basically the impetus of the Bebo Foundation and the Bebo Awards. And it all started with our sister organization, the Champ Community Project as well, which Donald is a fantastic asset to. So that's a little bit about me and my background, and why I'm so passionate about the Bebo Foundation and the Bebo Awards, because I had role models and mentors along the way to get me here, and we want to make sure that we promote that in our local communities.
Now, most of the people who we will be recognizing on the show have been recognized by the Beauty In, Beauty Out Foundation for the works that they've done in their community and in their career, in spite of the tremendous challenges that perhaps maybe they have encouraged or encountered during the time that they've grown up.
Yes.
Give us some examples of some of the guests that you'll have on the show.
Well, we're going to, over the coming weeks, we're going to be bringing on some of our past honorees of the Bebo Awards. And again, these are women, as Donald just pointed out, that overcame some challenging situations to get to where they are today. And we're going to bring them here for you to meet them. We're also going to be talking a lot about the programs that the Bebo Foundation offers to the community, not just here in Chicago, even though we started right here in Chicago, but nationwide. And so we're going to have an opportunity over the coming weeks to tell you all about those programs.
Give us an example of one or two of the programs, Tracy.
Well, we're definitely going to talk a little bit more about that later in the show, but just as an example, our It's Personal campaign, which is near and dear to my heart, where we collect gently used and new purses to give to women in need, women who are homeless or who are going through domestic violence. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the coming weeks.
Well, we're really excited to be able to produce the show to everyone that tunes in here in Chicago, and really excited to be looking forward to some of the guests that you'll have on as well.
Absolutely.
Let's go back a little bit to you. Where did you grow up, and what was it that seemingly was your incentive to kind of make a difference?
Yeah. For me, it's a personal journey. I am originally from the Baltimore, Maryland area. I've been here in Chicago almost 15 years, but I started my story, if you will, in Baltimore. And again, growing up with that need for a role model, my mother was a wonderful, resourceful woman, but she struggled like a lot of single parents do, trying to make ends meet. And as a result, she was so focused on, helping to pay the bills and helping to make sure that I had a great education. She herself was not very educated, that when I stepped out into the workforce, I needed to find women who were career-minded, women who were endeavoring on a professional career. That's something my mother couldn't give me. So it was important for me to find those women. They found me, thank goodness. And I think back to Paula Fuller. Paula, if you're listening to this, thank you so much for all the mentoring and the life lessons on the road that I learned just traveling with her. So fast forward several years later, I am blessed to be in a position where now we can do the same thing. We can give back to young women who are starting their career, or maybe it's a situation where they just need a big sister or a mother figure that's missing in their life. So that's really why I'm so passionate about this.
Well, it certainly comes out in your voice and in your
Wonderful.
personality, and you know, I would imagine it comes out in some of the speaking engagements that you do throughout the country as well.
I hope so, because it's a very important issue. It's an issue that is not something that's readily talked about on a day-to-day basis. And in this day and age, Donald, and we see it through our CHAMP community project quite a bit, in this day and age, we are in need of real role models for our young people.
Well, and to be able to bring forward role models who typically you won't see on television or you won't see in the
Exactly.
movies.
Exactly.
People who are, strong mentors within their
Yes.
community. These are folks that, through the Beauty In, Beauty Out Foundation and some of your other work, you're bringing to the forefront. You're recognizing their efforts, and I think that's awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
We want to encourage our listeners and our viewers to, once again, get involved in our show. Why don't we go ahead and share that information again with them?
Absolutely.
And in just a moment, we'll be able to visit with Deb Hayter from
Yes.
Los Angeles, California.
Yes, looking forward to Deb coming up. But as Donald suggested, here we are again. You can get in touch with the Bebo Foundation easily, very easy. Our website, www.thebebofoundation.org/on-air. Our email, info@thebebofoundation.org. And again, you can reach us by phone, 1-800-365-3203. Now, as Donald pointed out, and thank you, Donald, for that great conversation, but now we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to meet Deborah Hayter, who I'm very excited to have on board as our lead PR expert. So, Deb, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm
Thank
honored
you.
to be here.
Thank you. And as Donald and I were just talking about how the Bebo Foundation came to be. I'll say it that way. How the Bebo Foundation came to be, how the Bebo Awards came to be. It's a very important mission that we're on. And it's such a blessing. I take it as a blessing to have you as part of the team. Deb joined us just a few short months ago, and wow, has she made an impact. So, Deb, we're grateful and glad to have you here. You're a PR expert. You've been doing this for a while. Why don't you tell everyone how long you've been doing it and some of your experiences?
Well, I've been involved for over 20 years, and the one thing that I've realized is that women see the power in each other.
Yes,
They see it nationally, they see it internationally.
they do.
Women don't have a hard time networking with other women, but how can we take the power and the knowledge that we have and pass it on? And that's the beauty of what Bebo
Yes.
is doing. Bebo is passing on the torch and giving women an opportunity to pass it on.
That's right.
And I found that women who are empowered, women who have had an opportunity to get the education that they sought and become involved in the careers that really move them forward, they get excited about helping other women.
Absolutely.
But sometimes they don't know how to help. They don't know where to go. They don't just want to write a check. They really want to know that they are making a difference within their community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the beauty of what Bebo is doing. We're connecting and going out and finding women that would never have been in the presence of the media had it not been for a foundation like Bebo.
Well, I thank you, and I could not have said that any better. You're absolutely right. We are targeting women who are phenomenal. I mean, they're doing some great work out here in the community. And to Deb's point, we don't always get a chance to meet them and to learn about them. And that's what we are doing right here with the Bebo Foundation, is we're drawing attention to these incredible, incredible women. Now, Deb, once again, you are a PR expert. You've been doing this for a little while, okay? Just a few short years. Tell us why, from your perspective, because when we think of PR, I'm just going to use myself as an example. When I think of PR, I think of Hollywood, and I think of celebrity, and I think of these individuals that are already elevated in society. We elevate them, right? So now we're talking about PR as it relates to an organization like the Bebo Foundation, the Bebo Awards. Can you tell us why, as a PR expert, you've met all sorts of people, all sorts of celebrities, all sorts of noteworthy people, why is it that this is so important to you to join us as our PR liaison?
Well, on a personal level, it's very important to me because, like the old adage goes, to much that's given, much should be expected out of a person who really feels that they can move forward in what they're doing. And the one thing I've learned, or several things that I've learned in PR, is there are people who want to become involved. They want others to recognize that this is a great thing that they're doing. And let's face it, it becomes a challenge when you try to get that information and knowledge from one end to the other. So we use media. We have a terrific number of people who use their voice to bring about change, a positive change.
Well, Deb, hold that thought because we have a caller that we want to get on the air. Caller, go right ahead.
Hello, caller.
That's okay. We can come back. Not a problem. We'll put them on hold and we'll come back to you, caller. Don't go away because we definitely want to hear your question. But Deb, you were definitely on to something about, we make money, we have careers, we get all these material things, and that's wonderful. But not everyone is so focused on that. We do want to give people an opportunity to be able to give back of their time and of their talents. And again, where you are out in LA, and everyone, Deb is in the LA area. Again, she's dealing with a lot of noteworthy people on a day-to-day basis. You're now kind of shifting gears in your career, and you're putting that whole PR engine behind organizations like us.
Yes.
So we are grateful for that. And I think, hopefully this time, Deb, I'm going to put you on hold again. But hopefully this time we're going to have that caller come through with their question. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, my name's Norma, and I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Hi there, Norma. Great to hear your voice.
Hi, great to hear you too. This is so exciting. I want to know how one can get involved with the Bebo Foundation and helping women that are living with domestic abuse and at-risk situations in my local area or even on the national level.
Great question. And Norma, it's very easy. Not only can they, and I'm going to put up the sheet just really, really quickly here. Not only can they get in touch with us this way, again, www.thebebofoundation.org/on-air. I'll straighten that up for you a little bit there. Email info@thebebofoundation.org or 1-800-365-3203. Not only can they do that, Norma, but they can also check us out on BeboAwards.com. That's another way to get involved. And we would love to hear from those women because that's the whole point of what we do through Bebo. We want to help women through domestic violence and women who are dealing with homelessness. Norma, is there some particular source of help that you're looking for, that your friend is looking for, that we can hopefully guide you in the right direction?
Well, sometimes I've had friends in situations and I just haven't known where to send them, where to get them help.
Absolutely. And it's not always obvious. It's not always obvious. I mean, oftentimes you'll hear, just, there's so many shelters and there's so many organizations that you can just reach out and talk to. But what I've found, Norma, and please let me know if this is something that you're going through or your friend is going through, sometimes there's a natural hesitancy. There's a fear. I think one of the things that we do and we do well is that we want to not only provide practical help, but we also want to give that woman a voice and give her an opportunity to talk to someone that she feels comfortable with. And so that's why I strongly encourage your friend to reach out to us. We're not just going to shift her off to a government organization or some other organization where she can get the standard sources of help. We're going to try to cultivate her as a person. We're going to try to help her with her job, with her finances, with her emotional and mental state, because that is so very important. So hopefully, Norma, your friend will definitely reach out to us, and we're looking forward to helping her.
And I would also like to reiterate that we are an incredible resource bank. We have women in medicine. We
Yes.
have women in mental health. We have women in with organizational skills that can help lead to possible job opportunities. We have women who want to address parenting skills and some of the challenges that women face today on a daily basis, especially working mothers and career based organizations that can assist them. So we want to be a positive resource bank. We have so many women who want to become involved, and this is a great opportunity to let other women know how important it is to be involved in community, as well as using your voice to bring recognition to those who you feel that are worthy in your community. So thank you for calling. That was a
Bravo,
great
Deb
question.
could not have said that any better. And thank you, Norma, for the call. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Well, you know, that also, Deb, I'm glad that Norma called in, because that's a question, and I could hear that little bit of hesitancy in her voice, and you know, and that's natural. It's natural to be a little fearful, and it's natural to be a little unsure. So that's one of the reasons why we have the resources that we have through the Bebo Foundation to really be a source of help, but to also make it a comfortable transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in public relations, I have met so many women who are in high-profile positions that really have never been asked to become involved. And I let them know right away that they can really use their voice, they can use their celebrity, they can certainly use other entities to assist, and not just in their community, but outside of their community.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's something that through the Bebo Foundation, we are not an island to ourselves. We do have other entities, other resources that we can tap into. You can start with some of our programs and initiatives, and we will definitely give you a firm footing. And then from there, we will have the ability to help you move on and to help you grow even beyond our borders. So I think this is a great starting point for a lot of women who are re-entering the workforce, a lot of the women who are homeless or going through or suffering from domestic violence. They're in one of two situations. They were already thriving and doing very well, and this unfortunate situation happened, or they didn't have that role model or that mentor to begin with. And so now they've been struggling all their life, and now they're at a point where they're tired of struggling and they want to move to the next level. So whichever point that you're at in your journey, in your walk, we welcome you, and we hope that you will let us help you get to that next level in life. You know, Deb, as we're talking here, and when I think back to Norma's call, one of the things I think about is just some of the ladies that we've honored through the Bebo Awards. So I'm shifting gears a little bit. Now we're going to talk a little bit about our Bebo Awards. The Bebo Awards is an initiative, an annual award show that we've been doing for the last 5 years. And we've honored some incredible women, everyday women, celebrities, if you will, noteworthy women. But we've also honored some incredible women that are definitely not celebrities. They're definitely not noteworthy. You probably wouldn't even know their name, but they're doing some incredible, incredible things in local communities. And I'm so excited to have someone like Deb on the team, because now we have the opportunity to honor those women, and we have the opportunity to draw attention to those everyday heroes, those everyday women that you don't hear about that are doing some great, great things. Deb, what do you think about this whole notion of promoting women that normally wouldn't get the recognition when we're in such a narcissistic society where we see the same faces over and over and over again? What do you think about honoring women, and we're going to talk about just a couple of them in a few minutes here, that wouldn't normally get that type of recognition.
I think it's very important. One, it gives other women who may be experiencing that same type of a situation a chance to see another person who has met those challenges and was able to overcome some of the things that women go through. And if you look at many of the professional women today, they don't just come out and tell you, this is what I achieved by what, the problems that I had. These are women who are in real life situations that struggle on a daily basis. And if we can turn around and recognize them and show them that there are people out there who care about what they're doing, and we want them to keep it moving. We
That's
don't
right.
just want
That's right.
them to get the award. We want them to see that they are empowered enough to go out and help other women. When you say reach one, teach one, that's exactly what Bebo is doing.
Absolutely, and I could not have said that better, Deb. And it's so refreshing to hear someone like you in the realm of PR dealing with a lot of the folks that we see all the time, over and over. It's refreshing to know that now we're going to apply that same practice to some of the great women, everyday women, as I say. We have a caller, so please, caller, go right ahead.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello. And this is? Hopefully we'll get her back in just a second.
But Tracy, can you give an example?
Sure. While we're waiting for that caller to
Yes.
come back through, when I think about our everyday ladies or our everyday heroes, okay, one woman that several come to mind. Okay, so let's start there. Several come to mind, but one in particular. And I'm going to go all the way back, Deb, to when we started the Bebo Awards in 2013. I'm going to go all the way back to Vanita Green. And Vanita, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing great. Can't wait to talk to you in the coming weeks. Wait a minute. I think our caller is back. So I'm going to go back to the Vanita Green story in just a second. Caller, go right ahead.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello
I
there.
have a question for you. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. I thought I would ask you, since you started Bebo 5 years ago,
Yes.
what was the motivation or the reason that you started the program?
Well, I love that question, and I am going to answer that probably for the umpteenth time, and I never get tired of answering this question. The motivation for me personally to start the Bebo Awards and then the Bebo Foundation, my personal motivation came out of my own story. I grew up in a single parent environment, a challenged single parent environment with an incredible mom, but she did not have the financial resources that she wanted. She was also struggling multiple jobs to make ends meet. So while she did a phenomenal job providing for me and making sure that I basically had the best education and to make sure that I participated in all the events like all the other kids my age, she was not able to give me that professional mentorship. She wasn't able to do that because she wasn't allowed to get that far in her own development, in her own career. So fast forward several years to when we started the Bebo Awards and the Foundation with the purpose of honoring and celebrating role models, leaders, the women that are truly doing the work out here in our communities and that don't get the recognition that they deserve. If it wasn't for the women that felt strong enough about my aptitude and my talents, who knows where I would be today. So that is why we started the Bebo Awards. Thank you so much for that question.
You're very welcome. Have a good evening.
Oh, you too. Thank you. Deb, we could go on and on, and we're running out of time. but Deb, really quick, can you tell the audience, any parting words that you have for us this evening, and again, your role in our organization?
Well, my role is to bring about real visibility to the organization. And I'd also like to say that we've got a number of really high highly prized professionals who are getting involved. And we would love to get your input. If you know of anyone that you feel is a BIBO woman, we would really like to hear from you. And also the men who support this wonderful organization we're so excited about.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned men, because on the coming weeks, everyone, you're gonna meet some of the men that are a part of BIBO. So really quick before we go, I want to make sure one more time that you know how to get in touch with us. It's the BIBO Foundation, our website, www.thebibofoundation.org/on-air. You can reach us at through our email, info@thebibofoundation.org, and you can call us at 1-800-365-3203. It's been such a pleasure to kick off our season here with you through the BIBO Foundation. Again, I'm Tracy S. Campbell, founder of the BIBO Foundation and the BIBO Awards, and Deb Hayter, our PR expert, one of our amazing team members, and you'll meet more over the coming weeks. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you here again this time next week.